don't know the exact words that were said, but next thing I know, I pick up a can of Raid and I start spraying his ass like a rodent. Not only was I spraying him like a rodent, I was literally calling him a rodent. Welcome back, y'all. Already know what time it is. It's Storytime Friday. You know the vibes. Go ahead and sit back, relax, grab your snacks, and tune in for this tea.
Hey, I don't give about none of that shit. About none of that shit. I don't give about none of that shit. About none of that shit.
Y'all already know before we get into it, we gotta do the business promo shout out. The first shout out today goes to Drawelry. Drawelry is a jewelry company and they make custom made jewelry. So the first item they sent over is this ring and it says bougie. Y'all see that? Y'all don't mind my nails, they got ink all over them. So yeah, that's the ring. I love this ring. Okay, and the next thing they sent over is this charm bracelet. It's kind of like the bracelet I got last time, but they added more charms. And I just got the names of both my aunts, my daughter, and my grandma on here. So Drawelry's jewelry is made with sterling silver. It's like plated with sterling silver. They are a tarnish-free jewelry company. However, I just want to put the disclaimer that my other ring from them that I got my grandma's name on, I noticed that when I washed my hands for like the first, matter of fact, 2 days, it only took, I'm not gonna lie, I started seeing the gold fade after 1 day, but after like 2 days, the gold was completely gone. So I just want to advise that if you're getting the gold jewelry, you might want to go ahead and seal your jewelry. And I know some people don't know how. I can make a video teaching you how to seal your jewelry, but I have to add that disclaimer because I don't want people to go to this jewelry company and get their jewelry and then you buy something because of me and 2 days later the gold has faded off. During all my research about this company, I've never seen people talk about the gold fading off. Mind you, my necklaces and stuff are fine, I guess because I haven't showered in them, but the rings and stuff that I buy, I want to be able to wash my hands. I don't always want to take my jewelry off to wash my hands. So granted, if you're that person that takes it off, then it will be fine for you, but I'm not that person all the time. Sometimes I forget and it faded. So yeah. So with all that being said, the jewelry that I have from them in the past, it has not tarnished. The necklaces are fine. I wanted to add that just so you could keep it in mind and you can know when you make this purchase, you might have to seal it when you get it, okay? Other than that, I really do love Drawelry. They have so many options to customize, from rings like y'all see here. It's the cutest little charm bracelet, and it has the names of the people that I love on it. So, you know, I feel like they're always with me, especially my grandma. So yeah, definitely go check out this company. Just make sure you keep in mind what I said about the gold jewelry before you purchase. So the next shout out goes to Noon Skin, and they sent over a handwritten, well, it's the little hand type. So they said, "Hey T, I absolutely love your channel. Your story times are so entertaining. I'm always laughing while watching you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to showcase my business, Noon Skin. We are a small skincare business. We specialize in ancient skincare ingredients called Quasil that is used to clear the skin, brighten, and detoxify. Enclosed, you will find the Ancient Mask, which is our hero product, as well as our Ancient Cleanser, Ancient Serum, and Ancient Oil. All of our ingredients are vegan and cruelty-free and fragrance-free. We hope that you get to try them out, and thank you for the opportunity again. We really appreciate it. Hadia from Noon Skin. I appreciate you sending me your products. It looks like this is a lot of products. Okay, so this is the Ancient Cleanser. I think everything has Quasil in it. Okay, it's fragrance free. Now this smells like something I would put on my face. Ooh, okay. That's the cleanser. This is the mask. I heard that this is really good for your hair, the Quasil. So I'm gonna try that. So this is the skin serum. It has hyaluronic acid in it, Quasil, and something I can't pronounce. Yeah, it smells like nothing. And that's really how I like my products to smell, like nothing. And this is the face oil. I don't usually put oil on my face, But I might start like in a small area just because I have really sensitive skin. So I might just do like my nose or something. It literally just smells like oil. I like that. Once again, thank you so much to Noon Products for sending over your products. I cannot wait to try them. Thank you again to Drawelry for sending over your customizable jewelry. Y'all head over there. If you would like quality, affordable pieces, head over to the website. The link is in the description. All right, now let's get into it. Let's get into what y'all clicked on this video for. I have no idea what I'm going to title this video, but I do want to say first, if you have not seen my last video that I posted, I'll post it here. Pause the video. Go watch that video first because this ties into that. That video is basically like a backstory of how me and Dre's relationship was around the time of all of this happening. Okay, so I also seen a comment that said this story time was very pointless. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to give you a backstory. Don't watch. Another thing I want to address is someone said, I have no sympathy for you and blah, blah, blah. That's the last thing I'm asking for is sympathy. I've never said, feel bad for me. I was in this kind of relationship. I've never come on camera saying that. I'm not looking for sympathy. I know that I was toxic in this relationship. We both were toxic in this relationship. I'm not saying, oh, I was the angel and this person did all this shit. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to play victim, none of that. Because if I was, I wouldn't tell y'all all the crazy toxic stuff that I did. I would try to make him the villain all around. We both were toxic. We both were the bad guys. We were not good for each other. We know that we ended it. That's the disclaimer, okay? I don't even know why I bother putting disclaimers because y'all gonna say what y'all want to in the comments. Because one thing about the internet, they definitely think they know you. You could break down everything and it's gonna be somebody out there that didn't hear nothing you said and they're gonna jump to the conclusion that their brain jumped to and they're gonna still think what they want to think. So disclaimers are pointless, but for the people who actually understand and can comprehend, and for the people that have actually been through situations like this, you get it. I understand. I know you understand. Okay, enough rambling. Let's just get into the story. Picking up where I left off in my last video. Now we're going to fast forward, and this is taking place like early August, this incident. So it starts off in early August. Obviously, oh, my voice is always cracking. Get my water. Obviously, this video is about Dre, my daughter's father, and the roommates, Amanda and Jonah. So kind of midway through my pregnancy, like towards the end, Amanda actually ended up finding out that she was now pregnant. So when she found out that she was pregnant, a lot of things changed. Like this was, at first, I feel like it was more so a party home. Like in the beginning, they used to have people over. They used to pregame there, go down and, you know, whatever, go to the bars, have fun, whatever. So at this very moment, like all of that has stopped. Like I said, she's no longer actively looking for roommates because now that I have a baby in home and she's about to have a baby, she kind of want to make this a family home. And with that being said, I kind of feel like her and Jonah, mostly her, because Jonah, he was really like a go with the flow type of person, and I don't know, he didn't really say too much, interject too much or nothing like that. So I want to say Amanda, I feel like she really didn't want to have roommates no more, you know, just by the little comments that she would say, little hints that she would drop. It's not hard to put two and two together. Just like this one time, I remember her whole family popped up. Well, her mom, her grandma, and her dad, they popped up. Usually she'd be like, hey, my dad is coming, my mom is coming, da da da. But they kind of just popped up. And it was like a month after I had my daughter, right? They come over like 11 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. I kind of felt like we should go out there and speak because, you know, Dre does business through Mr. Booker. Well, he does business through Amanda for Mr. Booker, like basically because Mr. Booker, Amanda's dad, is the property owner. So it's only right to just like go out there and speak or whatever, because we kind of had a relationship with him too. We go out and speak. I take my daughter out there because I have to warm her up a bottle anyway. I see that they're fixing up rooms, like they're fixing up the room that they added on that used to be the garage, the bathroom, you know, they fixing stuff outside, and Mr. Booker asked Dre to help him. So I'm thinking like, in my head, I'm thinking like, why are they fixing all this stuff up? Like, is somebody about to move in? And so, yeah, the grandma's out there and she was like, oh, you just had a baby, how precious, saying stuff like that. And then the grandma is like, well, how long do you see yourself living here? And I was like, I don't know. because I really didn't know. Like, I wasn't thinking about it, you know? And she made me realize kind of that's something that we should be thinking about. So she asked to hold my baby, and I told her no because I just had her. She's like a month old. She hadn't got her shots yet. Did she get her shots? I don't know. I just didn't like the energy that they was giving off. So I was like, no. I think I used the shots as an excuse. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is the whole interaction with her family. It was strange and awkward because you could tell that they was being like fake nice, you know? Yet you want Dre to help you with all this stuff. So anyway, I go up in like the back room that was added on that they fixing up. It was like a newer area. It was really nice. I don't know why we didn't take that room. So yeah, I go up in there and just to see what Dre is doing, and I hear the conversation is like with the grandma, like, should this be finished by the time that Amanda gives birth? And Mr. Booker is like, yeah, you could be ready to move in and da-da-da. And she was like, okay, you know, I just want to make sure that the space is ready and we have our space and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is a weird conversation. Okay, I forgot to mention, so one thing, I was walking up, so they didn't know that I was going to be in there, but they knew Dre was going to be in there, and I ended up hearing it, and it sounded like they already had this conversation, but they wanted Dre to hear the conversation, because I feel like that was their way of telling us that we needed to move out without actually telling us. I felt like that was very, very awkward and weird, because we could have all just sat down and had a simple conversation and got things in order the correct way. So Dre helped them for about 3 hours, and then everybody leave, the grandma, the mom, Mr. Booker, they get in their car, they leave. Before he walked out the door, Mr. Booker was like, yeah, man, I wish I could pay you. I'll have to take you out to dinner sometime or something like that. And I'm like, Mr. Booker. He was capping. We never went out to dinner or nothing like that. And it was so fake the way he did it. It was awkward. And I was like, Mr. Booker, I was thinking in my head, if you really wanted to pay Dre, all you had to do was take like $200 off of our rent that month, instead of lying about taking us to dinner one day. It was so weird. Honestly, the whole interaction was passive aggressive, that when they left and me and Dre went back to our room, he was like, yeah, I already know what time it is. We need to start looking for apartments. We need to move out because she finna have her baby. Her mom and her grandma finna come stay over here for a while to help her with the baby. Like, there's not finna be room for us. It's gonna be too many people in the house, and I feel like they just want to keep it family, you know? So with all that being said, that's what led us on our apartment search. I don't know if y'all ever looked for an apartment before and like it's your first time looking, because it was my first time looking. I had no idea what I was doing. It's stressful. It's very, very stressful, and especially if one person is putting all the work on you, because Dre put all the work on me. He did not want to do nothing. He didn't even want to help me look. This boy got a map and he was like, yeah, look in this area. First of all, I didn't even need a map, and he did that too when we was like moving back to Houston. I was like, oh my God. Y'all, when I started looking, I swear, it's like deja vu with the situations, because it just kept happening over and over. So when I started looking this first time, I'm just looking everywhere. He was like, why aren't you looking in this area? I'm like, can you look? Like, I'm the one writing all these listings down, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, going to all these apartments, getting all these brochures. And then when I get back, he want me to report to him like, yeah, what you like, what you seen, da-da-da. If you wanted to know, you should have went. Like, I don't even feel like reporting you. I'm already stressed out. Looking for apartments, y'all, that's why I try not to move. That's one of the most stressful things ever. I really hate it. I really hate it. I'm going through it now, and I hate it so much. It's not as bad as it used to be because I've been doing this. So, yeah, he used the excuse of he didn't want to go because we would have to pack a car seat and da-da-da this and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. She's so tiny. Like, literally, my baby was 6 pounds. She is so tiny that you could scoop her up and just hold her, or I could hold her. It was not that hard. She slept a lot. I'm telling you, she slept like a newborn for months. At this time, she was still sleeping like a newborn. I think she was like 4 months. Anyway, I can't tell y'all how many times I wanted to say F this, but we knew that we needed to start like getting our stuff together, because for one, we was confined to one room with all of this stuff, all this baby stuff, strollers, bassinets, Pampers stacked all the way to the ceiling. Like, we know that we needed our own apartment. We needed more than just one room. I finally find a place that I like, and we needed to go there. No, I went there first, and she told me that I could not be on there alone with just my income working part-time at Target, because mind you, like I said in the last video, I had cut my hours to part-time to accommodate him being a tree man, so his schedule can be more flexible. That kind of came back to bite us in the butt, because I can't be on the application alone. Now we need your stuff, and he didn't have check stubs. So yeah, we didn't know what we was gonna do. I don't know if I mentioned in the last story he tried to convince me to quit Target to Uber. I don't think I mentioned that. I'm not sure. I can't remember because there's just so much. So yeah, he started Ubering at the time, like part-time. And he was like, yeah, I can go up there, I can put my name on it, and then I can show them my little stubs from Uber. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we both go up there. He showed the Uber stuff. She's like, okay, sure. Run the credit. Everybody credit not good. And I was gonna have to do it by myself, basically. He couldn't be on the thing. So I was like, dang, what am I gonna do? Y'all, I promise, this is before we knew about fake check stubs. We was just so green. Like, we didn't know nothing. Because it wasn't an issue of money. It was the check stubs. Like, bro, we gonna pay this rent. It's gonna get paid. One thing about it. But we just didn't have the check stubs. Oof. You live and you learn. I wouldn't do it now, but it's out there. If you need it, it's out there. Basically, when we was at the place and she told him, like, we had did the walkthrough and everything and then came back. I don't know. Then she told him, I don't know why we did we did the walkthrough first. So yeah, we came back and she told him the credit was looking funny and I was gonna have to do it by myself. I was like, we had to fake like we wasn't interested and we was still looking around and blah, blah, blah. So honestly, it was and you know what, I don't know what was wrong with his credit because we were so young. I don't know how his credit could have been messed up. So yeah, when we got back home, whatever, it was a little tension. It ended up turning into an argument because he liked to throw in my face that he brought in more money. And I'm like, you bring in more money because I'm part-time. Like, looking back, my full-time, if I was working full-time at Target, I could have managed the bills that I had at the time easily. Compared to the bills that I have now, that would have been cake. He loved to say, like, I'm bringing in more money, because I had to go part-time. The situation was honestly just two very stressed out young adults that had no business being together, honestly. We just want to keep it real because a lot happened before my daughter and much more happened after her. So yeah, and then we trying to get a place together. I know now that we in this house with our roommates, we try to like keep it low key and keep our arguments to a minimum and lower our tones and stuff. So if we get an apartment together, all hell gonna break loose because there's no reason for us to be passive anymore. We could just tell each other how we really feel, you know what I'm saying, and not be like embarrassed, I guess, that other people is hearing us argue down the hall in another room in the house. And if you're on a membership, you know all hell broke loose around the time where I was living at Lowe's and stuff. That's when we got our first apartment by ourselves, y'all. It was ghetto. Basically, after we figured the credit was funny, we stopped looking momentarily because there was no point to looking. I didn't have the correct amount of check stubs and the credit was funny. So, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to get anything. But in my own time, like my little spare time, I started calculating how much it would be to do this by myself, you know, with just me and my baby. Because I knew I was at my wit's end with this relationship. And as y'all gonna see, I wasn't because I stayed, because oof. And it really started feeling like resentment because I cut back so your schedule could be more flexible. Whole time, y'all, mind you, during all of this, he's taking trips to Vegas and Cali and just what? It was always for business. I gotta handle my business. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Boy, when I call you, you handling business for like maybe 14 hours out of a day. Go down there for 3 days. You are having fun. You gambling. You doing this and that when we got stuff to be doing for real. This is me trying not to say too much about the California and Vegas situation because the internet like to act like they don't never make mistakes. And yeah, a lot was going on at this time, basically. In that situation, it was like a extra added stress along with everything else that we was already going through. So it was just like fuel to the fire. And shockingly, the issue was not cheating. It was something else. Ooh, y'all, I'm getting a headache talking about this. Oh, God. So it's that powered with being the tree man. The funds is always up and down, up and down. One day you could be all the way on top. Next day you could be at rock bottom and have nothing. So I'm like, bro, you taking all these trips. This is why the funds is not funding. This is why shit is not adding up. So that's just more stress on more stress. I felt like the stress was building up The tension was building up. We acting real passive, not talking about a lot of stuff, not getting it off our chest and talking it out and communicating like we supposed to. So a lot of the times, any little thing was gonna blow up into an argument. I'm talking like the smallest things, like, you hungry? Yeah, which one eat? Meat. I don't know.
You don't never know which one to eat. You don't never know.
I'm not hungry no more. F this. Take me home. Da 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 da. Like, toxic. When you don't have patience for a person, that's the worst case. I really just want y'all to keep in mind that so much is building up. I can't even run down the list. Just keep that in mind. So fast forward maybe like a week. The day went cool. Like, we've been having a cool few days at that time. And for us to have a cool few days, like, that was a win. You know, that was a record. Because when I'm telling you, it was always something every single day, to the point where it was a pattern. It was draining. You knew it was going to come. You didn't know what was going to cause the argument or the blow up, but you knew it was going to happen. That's the kind of tension we was living in. Very, very toxic. A lot of the times when he took those trips and stuff at this time, I didn't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? At one point, I was excited for him to go. I'm like, ooh, a trip. Yes, I get to do that. I get to have peace. I don't get to, like, hear nothing. I don't get to see nobody's attitude when they lose money or this and that, you know. Ooh, it was peaceful. Back to this. We have been having a cool few days. On this night, like, the day was going cool. The night was cool. Who the fuck? My daughter was passed out around this time. It was late. It was pretty late. Probably like 10 or 11 or something like that. Probably 11, because my daughter was asleep, knocked out. I mean, for the night. We was going to have like a little night where we watched the shows that we liked watching at the time. I remember us going to the kitchen, getting snacks and stuff, you know, about to just have a cool night. Probably chill, cuddle, watch this, eat some snacks. Anyway, before we cut the shows on, we go to the kitchen. We in the kitchen getting snacks, cracking jokes, just laughing. Y'all, Amanda and Jonah probably thought that we was bipolar. By the way, how quick this conversation switched. I promise you, we was in the kitchen for maybe a minute and a half. That's how fast stuff went downhill. All of a sudden, I cannot remember the little comments that we did because it was so quick and so irrelevant. Like, I was very confused. All of a sudden, so yeah, the jokes get cracked. All of a sudden, he walk out, like, I don't want to say storm out, but he just like, pfft, and walk to the room. Attitude switch within under a second. So I'm standing in the kitchen with something in my hand, just like, the hell? Like, smile. You know how your smile just slowly go back to a normal face? I'm confused. So I'm standing in the kitchen and I'm replaying the events in my head. I'm like, okay, we just walked in here, da-da-da, cracking jokes. We was laughing. I'm like, what's the problem? Like, because it was always a problem. So I realized that he thought that I cracked a dick joke. And it was because the joke that he cracked, it could have had a double meaning. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't looking at it like a double meaning. Nobody told you to be cracking these double meaning ass jokes. And then you get mad when nobody knew. So it was a little nasty joke that I didn't catch at first. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm just standing in the kitchen looking crazy because I'm like, there's no way to fix this. Like, that's it. Like, our arguments, like, we could be having the best time. But once it went there, it was there. It was there. And I told y'all, I don't know how many videos of mine y'all watch, but if you a real OG, I told y'all in like past videos, I will walk around the house and not talk to him for 3-4 days. I'm stubborn. And he would do the same. We both the same sign. So we got a lot of the same traits. You cannot, well, at least the sign that I am, you cannot date your sign. We are not for each other. We are for somebody else. Fire and fire, that's only gonna make more fire. Okay, that's not gonna balance each other out. Don't do it. I start walking to the room. Get to the room. We got 2 beds in the room. I sit on one bed with my daughter and he on the other bed by himself. I'm just like thinking like, dang, how can I start this off? Like, what can I say? I have to make him understand because this is unnecessary. We was having a cool ass day. This cannot ruin the day or the night, whatever. I don't say nothing for a while. He didn't even cut on our show. I guess he was like, F the show. He put on like Sports Center, some stuff he know I hate. I don't even like watching that, so I'm not looking at TV or nothing. I'm just really trying to feel the situation out. And finally, I'm like, what's wrong with you? He don't say nothing. He ignore me. And I'm like, oh, crap. So I'm like, you're not going to talk? You're not finna say nothing? What's wrong with you? Like, you just walked out the kitchen. What happened? What changed? Once again, he did not answer. One thing that I can admit the difference is when I was mad, he gave me my space, which ended up making me feel like he didn't care until he like explained it to me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you got a point. Maybe, you know, personal space. When somebody mad, give them their time to cool off. That's what he did. Me, especially in a situation like this where, boy, it's a misunderstanding, just let it go. I'm like, what's wrong with you? This don't gotta be that. So let's just talk it through. Let's communicate it out, and we can both come to the same understanding, like that this was a misunderstanding. You took it way left field, and it ain't even over there. It's right here. It's not over there. It's right here. I did not mean it like that. So I'm like, hello, like, why you not talking to me? He just watching TV, not a look, not a blink. I don't even think the nigga blunk. Not blunk. No, for real, I don't even think he blinked. Like, he was just focused on ignoring me. So I'm like, you just gonna sit there and ignore me all night? You're not gonna talk to me? And he was like, man, ain't nothing to talk about. You know what the fuck you said? So I'm like, all right, finally a response. It's the response that I was expecting, because he thinking something that is not. At this point, I don't even get mad because I already know how he thinking. Like, so I'm like, I did not mean it like that. Like, you took it way left. I didn't even get the joke until you left, and blah, blah, blah. He don't say nothing. He not saying nothing to me. So then I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna just give him his space. So I just sit on the bed and I get on my phone, because I'm not finna watch Sports Center. So I'm on my phone. And when I'm on my phone, I start getting irritated. Like, the little demon in me just starts talking like, why is he mad? What he mad for? Maybe if his jokes wasn't so corny, you would have caught the joke. Oh, sensitive ass nigga got the nerve to be mad. Like, why he mad? Just sitting over there like with an attitude. Y'all, basically I'm over here by myself working myself up because he mad. It turned into one of them situations like, you know, your man mad and now you mad because your man mad. I promise you that used to happen all the time. Like, I would get mad and then Dre would get mad because I was mad. I'm like, what the hell is you mad for? So now I was doing it to him. So I look at him again. I just could not let it go tonight. And I can't admit that I'm the one who started the argument, in the sense of I couldn't let it go. The joke, the whole reason he was mad, it was taken way out of context. But if I would have just let it go, we probably would have been cool in like maybe an hour, or maybe even the next morning, because we both can hold grudges. But he don't hold his for that as long as I can. So maybe the next morning we would have been cool. So I'm like, you just gonna sit there and be mad all night and kill the vibe? And then finally he like, you know what the fuck you was doing? You the one that killed the vibe. If I would have said some shit like that, you couldn't even handle it, and blah, 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 just going in. And I'm like, I get it, because when you in a relationship and like little jokes like that, like, oh, you little, or what do men say about females? Your cool thing, whatever. Them the two go-to things. I understand it's a sensitive, like, you know, you can't make jokes like that. But I didn't make the joke. That was my whole point that I was trying to relay to him. I didn't say that. He was not trying to hear it. I'm telling you, when somebody not trying to hear it, they not. When they mind made up, ain't no changing it. He heard what he heard, so he gonna think what he thought. He not budging. He ignoring the crap out of me. I'm like, you can't talk. You can't hear. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to explain to you what it is. So finally he snapped at me and he was like, bruh, leave me the fuck alone. Stop messing with me. I'm not messing with you. Leave me alone. So I'm like, no, you mad for no reason. Let me explain to you, because this is unnecessary. So he come back like, so just let me be fucking mad. And I'm like, no, you sound dumb. This is unnecessary. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. So he like, you sound dumb if you think I'm finna talk to you after the shit you just said to me. Dragging the edges off this situation. So we going back and forth, and I'm just like, you tripping? I'm just really trying to explain to you. And he like, nah, you know what the fuck you be doing. You know what the fuck you trying to act dumb, but you know what the fuck you said. Going in, and I'm really just sitting there like, mind blown, bruh, because I promise you, I didn't. It's starting to escalate, and we know Amanda and Jonah is sitting on the couch. Our door is closed, but everything in that house is old. So I feel like doors was thin, walls was thin, everything was old, okay? You could hear. We trying to keep it down at first, and then it just gets to a point where we just stop giving a fuck. Like I said, we already got arguments backed up, like in the chamber, ready to go. Tension built up. it didn't take much. So he keeps saying, if I said some shit like that to you, you wouldn't even be able to handle it. You would have went crazy. I'd never hit the end of it. Da 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 da. And I'm like, well, say what you gotta say. Go ahead and get it off your chest. Say what you gotta say. And get it off with. Then he get disrespectful. So then he like, nah, nigga, fuck you. And I'm like, bitch, fuck you. Now we done entered disrespectful territory, because that's all it took for me. Any cursing at me and that's it. Because the whole time I was trying to be respectful, talk calm. But now we done crossed the line. That's the first line that got crossed. Really, I was over it. Like, I'm not finna sit here all night and try to make you understand that you took the joke out of context. And it was your joke. well, maybe I'm the one that took it out of context, because I didn't get the corny ass joke at first. When it crossed into disrespectful territory, we both started talking to each other like niggas off the street. He was like, man, fuck you, fuck ass nigga, da da da. He talking mess, I'm talking mess. I'm like, stupid, I can't stand your ass, da da da. It's it, that's it. It can only go downhill. So I'm like, I'm done with your ass. I'm done. I'm sick of this shit. And he was like, let's talk about it. You done? Let's talk about it. I've been done with your ass. Da 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 da. So I'm like, be done. You can be done. You ain't hurting shit. I don't care about that. So he was like, I'm gonna show your ass. All right, I'm gonna show your ass. Y'all, for some reason, the ongoing thing throughout this like whole relationship is he thought that I could not live, breathe, make it on my own without him. He literally thought that I needed him. And to a certain extent, I think that was my fault, because I really had him up high on a pedestal for no absolute reason. There was no reason he should have been up there. He did not deserve that. In the beginning, I felt like, yeah, you know, you up there, like, I really messed with you like that. But for some reason, he thought that he could just stay up there. So yeah, he basically started trying to threaten me like, yeah, I'm gonna show your ass. I'm gonna show you. And he started packing his stuff. Okay. He packing his little stuff. Mind you, he ain't got nothing but 3 outfits. Ladies, who man out here got 3 outfits? Don't be shy. Like, don't be embarrassed or nothing. It's not your fault he got 3 outfits. But you only got the same 3 outfits that you rotate. So why is it taking you so long to pack? So yeah, he mumbling. He started packing his stuff like, yeah, you gonna see. Let's see how that rent get paid. Yeah, you don't know when to shut the f up. You don't know when to leave a nigga alone. Da-da this, da-da that. And I'm just like... I'm like, boy, I don't give a fuck. Pack your shit, nigga. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to kick it with you. I don't want to skate with you, nothing.
Man.
Nah, for real. But I'm like, nigga, you talking more shit than packing. Like, ain't you trying to leave? You gonna be here a minute. Hurry up. But not for real. I told myself after the next dose situation, I told myself, this will never see me sweat again. Like, you ain't never finna see me do the most again. So you wanna pack it on up. You need some help. So yeah, I had to stop acting like I care. I had to stop showing emotion. I had to cut back. Everybody don't deserve that. Everybody don't deserve the love that you show them. And that's exactly how I felt at that moment. So yeah, and then later on down the line, like, he was like, yeah, when we was together, you didn't even act like you liked me and da-da-da this and da-da-da. Like, I didn't love him or something. I was just like... It'd be just so backwards, bro. Because when I showed you how I really felt, you was like, okay, I'm still gonna thought and bot. That's okay? It's not okay. I'm still gonna do it though. And it's my fault for still staying. So mind y'all, I'm telling all this like quick. Actually, I don't know how quick I'm telling it, but I feel like I'm telling it quick. But this has been going on for like over the course of a few hours. It's probably like 1 something in the morning by now. And we still arguing, going back and forth and everything. And he's still packing. How long you gonna pack, sir? It's been a little minute. At one point I open the door and I go walk into the bathroom. Here he come mobbing behind me up in the bathroom. I'm like, bruh, get out. He was like, man, nobody worried about you. I'm trying to get my shit out of here. I'm trying to get my shit. And I'm like, okay, whatever. You stay up in there, dumbass. You know, just going back and forth. So I walk back in the room. Here he come mobbing right on my ass. And I'm like, bruh, get the f away from me. And he was like, nobody worried about you. Nobody is worried about you. I was trying to pack my shit. Okay. All right, how convenient though. How convenient. As soon as I, make my little moves around the house, you mob right behind me. So I'm not gonna lie, Amanda and Jonah is still on the couch in the living room. They never up this late. Well, they never up in the living room watching TV this late because Amanda pregnant, she's sick all the time, whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I think the only reason they was in there is because they was trying to listen. And you know what? I would have did the same thing. They not as bad as Devontae in that one story time where he just kept walking back on through. Because one thing about Devontae, he a bald motherfucker, okay? He do not care. And he loved drama, so he be waiting for somebody to say something to him. Honestly, I wasn't even thinking about it, but I knew that they were still there. I could hear the TV. Because it's like when you get so caught up in arguing, and especially in a relationship like this one, you got tunnel vision. You don't care who around you. Like, you will act the fool. And I have. In the past, I did act a fool. Ooh, big fool, yes. I acted a fool, I played a fool, everything. Yeah, he's just in the room mumbling, still packing this one little duffel bag. It's been how long? I don't even know. So yeah, he up in there packing, mumbling like, yeah, cause you gonna see, you ain't gotta worry about me. I'm finna leave. I'm finna leave. You ain't gotta worry about me. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Then he said, I hope they kick your ass out because I don't know how you gonna get to work. I don't know how you gonna pay for this, da. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Okay. I don't know the exact words that were said, but next thing I know, we going at each other throat. Like, not literally, but we going there. Like, we talking mess back and forth to each other. I pick up a can of Raid because we had roaches. Okay. Like I said, like the room that we was in, it was built in. Like, it was added on to the house, I feel like, because our floors was like concrete or cement. Cement. We was like basically in the backyard. I pick up a can of Raid and I start spraying his ass like a rodent. Not only was I spraying him like a rodent, I was literally calling him a rodent. It's not funny. It's not funny. I got a bad habit of laughing at stuff that's not funny. But it happened. So he started going off like, you stupid bitch, not sleeping right there. You spraying her with Raid and blah, blah, blah. Just dragging it. I mean, completely dragging it. It was giving Karen before Karen. Because my daughter is behind me, on the bed behind me. We are closer to the door on the other bed. I'm on the other bed spraying him. She's behind me. There's no way that Raid, not even a teeny weeny drop got on her. There's no way, literally no way in hell. So he dragging it and being extra loud. I'm guessing he wanted Amanda and Jonah to hear. That's the second line that was crossed when I picked up that can of Raid. Line number 2. And I don't want y'all to think that I picked up this can of Raid for no reason. We was saying the most hurtful. We said a lot of stuff that we shouldn't have even been able to come back from. Like, we should have ended it there. Ended the whole relationship there. Why we didn't, we was both content in this relationship and we just like could not let go. Later on down the line, we both didn't want to have to start over, you know? Sometimes you need a fresh start. Because the stuff that we said about each other, family members, like, oh my God. It was just stuff you could not come back from. So yeah, at that very moment, he was like lesser than shit under my shoe. He was a roach to me. Like, so I'm like, Raid that nigga. So y'all, I really take a step back because it was really getting Karen. I'm like, how am I spraying her? Are you serious, you stupid ass nigga? How am I spraying her? He was like, yeah, I'm finna call the police on your ass. I'm finna call the police. You a stupid bitch. Da-da-da-da. I'm like, call the police. Please call the police. All the tree you got up in here, all the other stuff you got up in here, I guarantee you gonna be the one in handcuffs. He was like, yeah, that's what you want to see, you police ass nigga. Like, oh my God. Mind you, I ain't never called the police on this dude, but he always was calling me a police ass nigga. Like, bruh, I ain't never called the police on you. Ever. Even when I should have. And he could have called the police on me too. But I had more chances to call the police. Ain't never do it. So why am I that? I was confused. I'm like, you the one started this with the police. I ain't threatening to call the police on you. You threatening to call the police on me. For what? So at this point, I'm walking out the room and I'm walking down the hall. And I can see that Amanda and Jonah, they had went up in their room and they had like French doors or Was it double doors? I think it was double doors. And all I know is like their doors was glass. So basically you could see through it, but they had like some kind of sheer curtains on it. Basically you could see in there, and I seen that they went in their room, closed the door, but they still had their light on. So I'm walking in there just to like get away, and then here he come mobbing down the hallway, but he got his bag and one of his bags in his hand, and I'm guessing like he's just finna put it on a porch or put it by the door or something. So yeah, that's what he do. He pretend to do that, still talking shit. That is like we going in, we still going at each other, and we loud. And that was really, honestly, that was disrespectful because okay, yeah, we loud in the room, but now we loud in the common area closer to their room. It's like about almost 2 a.m. at this point. That was disrespectful. I can't say that, but I'm telling you, when you in that moment, you don't care about nothing else. It's very, very toxic. Dre put one of his bags by the door. Then there's another bag with his tree in it on the floor, like by the table. So at this very moment, Dre's in the back, and he's like, I guess getting some more of his stuff. And Amanda and Jonah come out, and she was like, guys, is everything okay? Mind you, Jonah never said nothing. He was like Amanda's security almost. Like he was there to serve and protect Amanda, and I know that's right. But he never really interfered. Amanda was like, hey guys, is everything okay? Mind you, Dre's coming down the hallway. She was like, Dre, maybe you should find somewhere else to sleep tonight just till things calm down. Mind you, while Amanda is saying this, Dre walking past saying something like, man, go sit your dumb ass down. And I look at Amanda, I'm like, no. He said he was finna pack his shit, get the fuck out, so get the fuck out. Oh my God, you would have thought I paid the mortgage in that house, okay? It's not funny because I was dead wrong for that. So the bag that was on the floor by the table, I kick it to the wall. I kick it hard as hell. It hit the wall. I didn't know what was in that bag. I thought it was clothes. It was jars, y'all. It was glass jars in that wall. It hit the wall. I don't even know if it broke because it hit the wall so hard. So when it hit the wall, Amanda was like, okay, well, don't do that. I was blacking. I'm telling you, I wasn't even myself. I did not feel like myself. So Dre was like, yeah, stupid. Call the police. See, call the police on her. Call the police on her ass. And I'm like, fuck you, da-da-da this, da-da-da. So he run over and he like jacked me up by my shirt. And he was like, bitch, I should. Then he stopped mid-sentence and he was like, I told y'all she crazy. I told y'all she crazy. So at this very moment, he started dragging it. He started dragging it left. So he was like, she sprayed red on my baby. Lock her ass up. I'm finna get you locked up. Yeah, I'm finna get your ass locked up. I'm taking my daughter. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, he really testing me right now. Because that's the one thing that he really trying to stick with. That one thing was literally pissing me off to the point where I just was seeing red, because you know damn well that it wasn't even like physically possible for the raid to get on her. We was close to the door. I just started going off. I'm like, you lying ass bitch. Like, stop lying. This. I'm like, oh, you wanna lie? You wanna lie? Okay, so he let me go at this point, and he over there picking up the bag that I kicked to the door, and I speed walk, almost run to the room, and I'm like, oh, okay, you wanna lie? You wanna lie? When I go up in there, I see his stack of money. He always had a stack of cash. I don't know what's up with dudes and keeping a stack of cash, but if somebody gets you, you done got, and that's it. I think that was all his money that he had. So it was like a thick stack of cash. I do know what I was going to get, because I was telling him, get your shit, get the F out, get the F out, get the F out. I was walking back there to help him bring his stuff in so he could hurry up and get out. But then I seen a stack of cash. So yeah, I'm walking back up, and he was like, yeah, well, let's see how your part of the rent get paid. I mean, not your part. Let's see how the rent get paid. Let's see, because I'm leaving. I'm going. Da-da-da. So I'm walking up, and it's perfect timing. It was like perfect timing. Mind you, he by the front door. I'm like, oh, you want to know how the rent gonna get paid? You want to see how the rent gonna get paid? With this. And I throw it up. Y'all, dramatic. Call Tyler Perry. Where's Ethan Ray? Call him, because I'm dramatic. When I tell you, I literally felt like a movie, and I didn't even mean to be that dramatic. It was just my emotions getting the best of me. So I throw the stack of money up in the air, literally making it rain on all four of us. So he like, bro, what the fuck? What is you doing? Why you touching my money? And that is just going off. And I'm like, to Amanda, I'm like, you better get that money before he do. Get your money. Get your rent money. Crazy, bruh. Line number 3 has been crossed. It's just certain stuff that, you know, when you do it, ain't no coming back from. Like, you cannot undo it. So he started to pick up his money. Then he looked at me and he kind of backed me into a corner. And he was like, pick my shit up. Pick my shit up. Pick this shit up. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Get your ass out. Calm. You know somebody just crazy when they calm in a situation like this. Because he going, oh, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. I'm not picking up shit. Like, I was just, I don't know what happened. It's like I snapped twice. The first time I snapped, but now I'm snapping again. But I'm not snapping back. I'm snapping more. I'm snapping forward, which is worse. So he's saying stuff like, this who y'all want in the house with y'all? This y'all want this crazy motherfucker in the house with y'all? And I'm like, shut up. Pick that money up like a hoe. Pick that shit up, hoe. Like, just at this point, anything is coming out of my mouth. Like, I'm just saying stuff. No, like, I think I, like, turned this whole pimp. Like, some pimp energy came into me. I was just saying stuff. I promise you, I don't know why I said that. All he's saying is F you, F you, F you, B, F you. And I'm just like, we just going back and forth. They didn't say nothing. At one point, I look over and Amanda is like, because Amanda is pregnant. Like, she don't need this dress. I wasn't even thinking about that. I feel like after I threw the money up and he backed me into a corner or whatever, I feel like Jonah was saying something, but I could not hear him. I just really couldn't. At this point, I'm starting to hear him like, okay, guys, just calm down. Da-da-this, da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, I hope you pick your money up, Dre, and blah, blah. Like, I hear him saying stuff in the background, but I'm not really paying attention to him. I see Jonah scrambling, trying to help Dre pick up his money, like, real quick. I see Amanda on her phone. They in pure shock, and I'm just like, what? Y'all ain't never seen this? Y'all ain't never seen a couple fight? Y'all ain't never seen nobody fight? I was too desensitized to that kind of drama. And I don't know how I do know how it happened. Being around them, you know, just being around Dum Dum, Devontae, then actually going through it. And you don't become this toxic overnight. You know what I'm saying? It happens over time. Like, the little stuff, a lot of the little things built up to this. And it makes you just snap, y'all. Oh my God. Dre ended up picking up all his money. We both still bickering at this point. We not yelling no more, but we just both mumbling things. Like, it was to the point where we was letting anything come out our mouth. We didn't even see Amanda and Jonah. We was just going back and forth trying to hurt each other. So yeah, he picked up all his money, get all his stuff. The last thing he said before he leave is F you. Slammed the door, and he ended up going, actually his homeboy literally lived like one house down, so he went over there. At the time, I didn't know where he was going. I didn't care because he had a few homeboys, but yeah, he went to that dude's house because that dude was never home. So whatever. You know what, that dude was never home. I don't know if he was home, but he used to leave a key out so Dre could like sometimes watch the dog when they went out of town, just all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I'm just standing there. Amanda and Jonah is just like still shook to the point where I'm so desensitized to this, like I said, to the point where like I'm looking at them crazy for thinking that this was crazy. Like, this was almost a normal thing, you know? And it's crazy how you become, like how that kind of drama, that kind of toxicity becomes your norm when that's what you're used to. It really will. So when people come around you from the outside that wasn't around, I'm not even gonna say grow up because I didn't grow up around that, but when they never seen that before, it's new to them. And it's like, to you it might have been a 4 type of situation, but to them it's a 20. They don't know what to do. Like, you know, that's something that they're gonna remember forever. Y'all, at this point, I don't even know what time in the morning it is. It's probably about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, Jonah asked me. Amanda didn't say nothing. She just on her phone, just typing away. Jonah's like, are you okay? Da-da-this, da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And I just like, at this point, like, I'm coming down. I keep saying at this point, I'm coming down. And I just like walk to the room because I'm really embarrassed now. It's kicking in, like, you know, my sanity is coming back and I get embarrassed. So I just like hurry up and walk to the room. Get into the room. I sit down on the bed and I'm literally replaying everything that just happened in my head. Like, I'm just going back. Like I told y'all, I did that a lot. Like I told y'all in the last video, I would replay it like, dang, if only I would have just stopped messing with him. Or maybe like when he started packing, if only I just didn't keep going back and forth with him. I just want to add that a lot of the times I used to self-reflect like that because Dre never wanted to acknowledge the parts that he played in the blow-ups. So he would always make it like everything was my fault, like he was never in the wrong. When it came down to communicating, it would always be, you did this and you did that. And I would be like, okay, but what did you do? You did this, you did that. Nah, you made me do that. You made me do that. So like communicating was really, it was really like pulling teeth at one point because both of us thought that neither one of us could acknowledge what we did wrong in this situation. It was honestly a crazy situation. I don't even know how to explain it. So mentally, I would do a lot of self-blaming. And then it just came to a point where I started feeling manipulated because I know that I am not the sole problem in this relationship. I'm not the only problem. It's just so many times I felt that all of this could have been avoided. Even to the point where I threw the money up in the air. If only I didn't do that, because like, them getting involved, Amanda and Jonah, we crossed the line that could not be uncrossed. And I already knew what time it was. I'm just reflecting, and it's like everything, oh my God, I felt like a movie for real. Everything, every emotion is just like coming to me all at one time, to the point where like, I kind of feel like I'm about to have like an anxiety attack because I cannot believe all of that just happened. In the heat of the moment, you don't care about none of that. That's why we both act a plumb fool when all of that was going on. But now, it's like, this is real, this has happened, and you about to have to suffer some consequences for this. So I'm not gonna lie, like, all the stuff that just happened, the anxiety that I got after reflecting, I just started crying. So next thing I know, Amanda and Jonah knock on the door, and she was like, just checking on you again, just making sure you're okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I want to apologize for what just happened. And y'all, honestly, I couldn't even talk for real. Like, me saying that took so much, because I was like, like, I was really about to have an anxiety attack or something. So they was like, okay, it's fine. We can talk more about it tomorrow. Just get you some sleep, get some rest. Your main focus right now is making sure your daughter is okay. And I was like, I know. And so, yeah, it was, oh my God, it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. Because for one, I don't even like people seeing me cry. So I feel like that night I replayed everything in my head until I fell asleep. I cuddled my daughter and made sure she was okay. Y'all, knocked out the whole time. Knocked out. And I'm so glad that, if anything, I would want her, like, I'm glad she was knocked out. So yeah, I thought about everything that just happened all night, and I kind of basically cried myself to sleep, because I don't even remember falling asleep. It was like I woke up the next day and it was morning. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the story here at that night. I'm gonna leave it here, and then I'm gonna pick it back up next Friday for Storytime Friday. Okay? If you did enjoy this story, make sure you give it a thumbs up on your way out. Leave me a comment down in the comment section. I love talking to y'all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and your bell notifications are on. If you want extra tea, consider joining the membership. The link is in the description. There are 3 tiers. Read them all carefully before you join. If you're having trouble joining from your phone, join from like a laptop or a computer. Y'all already know what time it is. I love y'all so much. Thank you for being subscribed. And I'm going to see y'all in my next video. Bye. I'm going to Google that first. The blooper doopers. Ooh, is that my lotion? Yeah. Ooh, my lotion smells good. Y'all, I got on that Lux Locks Skin Snacks. Ooh. I'm telling y'all. I need to go copy. I don't know what to tell you. I could care less. Really could care less, y'all. I promise you. Y'all been wilding out in the comments and y'all think it's phasing me. It's literally, y'all, it don't phase me no more. It used to. I'm not gonna lie, it used to phase me. It's either literally a troll or somebody I used to know just trying to spew hate, trying to get under my skin. It's not working, boo. That's helping bring in people to my channel. I hope you write 20 hate comments, because that's 20 extra comments. What don't people understand? It's crazy how they really used to bother me. Now I look at them and laugh. I really look at them and laugh. And I really understand why celebrities and shit don't read or respond to comments. Because people just troll. They make up stuff. They think they know your life off of little pieces of information. Is weird. And yes, I'm putting my life on the internet. Well, I'm not putting my life on the internet. I'm putting the pieces of it on the internet. That don't... Child. I be having so many bloopers because I talk so damn much, okay? You be like, girl, your mouth not dry? Oh my God, that's where my daughter get it from. I be asking my daughter, your mouth not dry? She be like, no. I forgot what I was saying. Cut. Where the clicker? Where's my clicker? Chom, oh, where? On the floor, where it always is. I can't stand this clicker. Yeah, I don't know why people keep saying, well, I do know why, but people keep saying you still had a whole baby with him and you still chose to have a baby with him. I love my daughter, so watch your mouth. But at this moment, and that I'm talking about right now in the story, this was my first time and I was so confused. Cut that. So yeah, but cut that. I don't know. Anyway, what the hell? We honestly shouldn't have been together. Oh man, don't miss that. I feel like them the two go-to insults when a man and a woman in a relationship trying to hurt each other. Y'all put this thing, bitch. You know damn well. You know it don't. You're little. If the dick made you run, it ain't little. I don't care. Y'all know how men get sensitive over penis jokes. Ugh, I don't. And I didn't even make one, but I get it though. I understand. What do men say about females? Oh, your pissy stank. I mean, your pissy stank. Because I was toxic. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I had a pee. Stop making these little double meaning ass jokes. So, oh, this is not funny. It wasn't funny then, but now it's just like, bruh, why was this going on? Why? So, anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I need a watch. I'm gonna go get me a watch. It's been a little minute. This is why it takes so long to record, bitch. I just get it together. Look how much my hair broke off. That is, y'all, my shit used to come like right here. Fuck you, wigs. This is why I don't want no wigs. I'm gonna go get me a sew-in and you hoes not gonna hear from me. And I'm talking about the wig companies. You hoes not gonna hear from me. That's what my brain thought was like. That's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I was like, okay, I cannot ramble too much because I'm cutting it too close. I hope I can get this video up by Friday. I really do. Y'all, I cut it too close, adding in that extra story time. Oh, I just had a flashback. Oh my God. Y'all, I record so much faster when my baby is asleep because when she up, I gotta keep stopping because she called me like every 10 minutes. Uh-oh, she moving. She hear me talking about her. She's so pussy. She looks so cute when she sleep. Anyway, when she up, she called me like every 10, 20 minutes and I'm like, girl, mommy, can you make me this? Can you make me this? She ain't never hungry, mind you. But when I get to recording, she hungry. Every 5 minutes, she hungry. I was like, I wasn't thinking this at all. I promise you, I was not worried about it. Line number 3 has been crossed. Like, honestly, I think that this is like the worst I've ever snapped. Top 3. Definitely top 3. Because I'm pretty sure there's a few more times, but I can really count on one hand how many times I snapped like this. which that don't make it no better because it shouldn't have been none. It should be 0 times, but it happened. So anyway, so yeah.
We're having some party. We're sleeping in the middle of the night, and yeah.